Yeah, peace family. We're back once again, DOA TBM, and we're tapping in this time with Mr. Marcelo. So we're gonna tune y'all in with Mr. Marcelo's Instagram live where he gives his response on the recent live that went viral from Peaches, Soulja Slim sister. He keeps it real. He talks a bit about the PNC situation and just taking a real stance and definitely not getting involved in brothers' businesses and how people are mixing things up. So peace to Marcelo. Let's check this one out, man.
I can do that, motherfucker. Let's sit back. See these blogs? Blogs will get a nigga fucked up. Blogs will get a nigga fucked up. Real family, you already know that. Real family. CP3 Lil, what up, whoa? What's good, my G? YB Lou, what's happening, whoa? DJ Spin, my G, what up? Everybody been asking me about this situation, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I have comments about it, but I stay out family business. Because at the end of the day, them two dudes are brothers. Like, what up, Money Mike? And I just know, like, the bond I have with Spitter is certain shit that we don't allow to happen. Like, we definitely have disagreements and shit like that. But most of our disagreements be us fighting for each other. So I don't really get in, like, family disputes because this what happens after this shit, right? When them dudes figure it out, the outside is gonna be the one that's be the one that's pushed up. Say, well, like I'm gonna speak on both of their behalf. I would want hands on in my brother's situation too, right? If my fucking brother was in jail, I would want to be hands on. I feel some kind of way. If see the motherfucker saying P ain't do nothing, I can't. I just can't see that, and I'm just keeping it phone. There's people who came out and said he did, but I can say this: after Monica and Kim Kardashian get involved in it, it's a chance that that dude brother may get out, right? For him to do what he did or whatever he did, and it wasn't enough in somebody else to come pull it off, I would probably feel some kind of way myself. I probably wouldn't announce it to the internet or no shit like that. But the older you get, the more you can't hold your motherfucking tongue. Because I say a whole lot of shit that I ain't got no business saying, right? What I try to do is correct it. But with social media, that shit's so hard. But as in me, I stay out family fucking business because I understand how that shit goes. Like when it comes to that family shit, I stay out that shit. Because eventually the dude's gonna figure it out. Because at the end of the day, it's not like P don't want his brother to come home. So I think people so focused on the shit with with P and Monica and them, like we ain't got the focus in the right place. That fucking dude really innocent. Like the dude really didn't pull a trigger on that shit. He deserved to be home. But you gotta watch sticking your fucking nose and having your opinion on fucking. If me and my little brother ever get into it or some shit and that shit, stay out that shit, man. Of me and any of my partners that I consider family, if we have our disputes, stay out that shit. Cause after we make it up, you gonna be the bad guy. So you might want to watch your mouth. Tap back in, my G. I ain't see you. I'm gonna tap in with you. Let's go. We could chop some game. I'm always up for discussions. But you just gotta watch how you approach things, man. And I learned like it took me. That's why it took me so long to get on social media because I understand this shit. But what I do
Whoa,
is
whoa,
I
what's down, big brother?
What up, my G?
Coolin', dog. Shit, look, man, I told I gotta link up with you, dog. We gotta do some shit, you heard me? I just seen you on here running it, you did. Look, I wanted to ask you a question, bro, cause like you seen Peaches little thing, you know little shit going viral.
She said some things she said were facts.
Man, look, I feel like, cause you know, like, dog, with Shaggy, dog, with Magic, like, with everything was going on, bro, it's like, you can't blame, like, I see both parties, like, you can't blame that man, I feel like, for doing what he knew. Like, it's so many niggas in the hood who do that off the hustle shit, and niggas don't say nothing about it. You feel me?
I agree.
But at the same token, I kind of feel where she coming from, because you know that's like putting a gun in your little nigga hand and not telling them what to do with it. You feel me?
Facts.
You feel me? So it's like, I can't, at the time when y'all was doing y'all thing, I was little. You feel me? Like, when y'all was doing everything, so I was really on the back end of everything that was going on. So it's like, when you look at it in hindsight, you know, you can't really blame P. I feel like, dog, for doing what he just hustling, dog. Like, you know, he was just hustling. Like, I feel like if niggas like us being from the city, dog, we not that inclined on the business shit. So
Facts.
it's kind of like, you know, the nigga kind of, you know, if you think about it, people kind of say he took advantage of niggas. You feel me? That's what I really wanted to ask you, because it's a lot of people who
talk your shit. I'm here for any questions you got.
Yeah, it's a lot of people,
book.
because you know, I you know, it's a lot of people who was young, because even Peaches, dog, she wasn't in the room with the meetings.
Right.
That's
why I say some things she said were facts, some things were rumors, like Anthony. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
Because we've heard, like I just said this, right? In the instance of when Slim got killed, you had to be a bold nigga to walk to go around there and do some shit like that.
Facts.
That's not,
bro,
it was too many of us. Like, we was on some cool shit. Like, niggas was getting money.
Facts.
So for a nigga to go to Slim's house and kill him, it had to be some money involved.
Dog. So it's like, that's the weird part about it. She coming out with this shit when I feel like niggas kind of know that shit already.
I don't listen. I'm gonna say this, right? I can't tell you people no money up to get Slim killed. I could tell you I heard the rumor.
Facts.
Just me as a person, I can't see it happen. That don't mean I'm right though.
Right, exactly.
But at the same time, the thing that puzzles me is there had to be some real money for a nigga to pull up like that. Because at any time, the nigga
on the parkway.
I mean, it wasn't on the parkway. It was in Gentilly at his house. But it's at his house. This is his house though. It had 100 guns up there. It had 100 guns up there. This was the day of a concert. We was about to go with him to. We was going to a concert that night. So it was 100 guns up there, bro. Like, all of us was supposed to pull up there. So at any time, me and Spitter was around the corner. When that shit happened, me and Spitter was around the corner getting tennis.
Facts.
On fucking Chef when we got the phone call. You know, we was about to pull up right before it happened. We was going there. So imagine we could have been pulling up when that shit was happening. Because everybody was going over there because we was going to a concert. We was going with him to a concert.
Exactly, dog.
What you said you were about to ask me something about Master P? What you were saying? What you want?
Yeah, no, I was asking you, like, what's your take on all this shit? Cause like, me personally, dog, I don't like, you know, I don't like people get misinformation.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I know whenever Magic left No Limit, it was more of like on some real nigga shit than the money shit. Cause you can't blame a nigga for you not being on your business more or less than nigga keeping it real. You feel me? So like, I was asking you, you feel me? What's your interpretation on everything that happened? Like, you feel like P could have did something differently so this shit wouldn't be.
Let me tell you something that's never been. I'm gonna tell you something that's never been said that a lot of niggas don't know. Okay. P ain't never did me nothing, so I ain't got no problem with it. Nigga ain't did nothing to put me on some game. Like, so I've always had interviews when niggas try to get me to say something bad about it. What I tell young rappers is, don't speak on another man, bro. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say a motherfucking thing about it. And if people with interviews, that's their job, to get hot, low, and all that kind of shit. So you got to understand how to dodge. Exactly. But I know this, right? When a lot of people fell out with P, this what P did, bro. And I'm going to speak for him in this sense. He bought a few houses for niggas and all that kind of shit, bought their cars. But he was paying for it, right? Every month. And he was giving them money every month because he even had me in the mix and I wasn't even signed to him, right? But P went through some shit with taxes.
Right.
Okay? The government told P he probably owed them $100 million in taxes. At this time, I'm telling you facts because I was there when he was telling those.
Yeah, facts. That's
they
what niggas
shut
want to
all
know.
his fucking accounts down, meaning he couldn't pay nobody.
Right.
A lot of motherfuckers just felt like P had all that money and just wasn't paying them. That wasn't the case.
That's what.
On
Right.
top of that, money wasn't coming in like it was at first anyway. P made a lot of money off fucking cell phone lines, bro. That's where he made a whole lot. Like, P was one of the first niggas to do that, cell phone lines.
Facts.
But it was a lot of it. Like, during that time, they froze all his fucking accounts. A lot of people start losing shit because you got to think about this. Even P was even paying for my car, right? I had got a Benz.
Shit got froze.
And his account got froze, right?
Facts.
When they called me and told me my Benz was 3 months behind, I paid it. Facts. It's my fucking car. It's a car. The only thing that I probably did different from them dudes, I know this, and I can say this as that this was something that I can say probably was a discrepancy for a lot of them dudes. A lot of this shit wasn't in their names.
Wasn't in their names.
But a lot of them dudes couldn't have got that shit in their names. Keep that in mind. Like, a lot of niggas couldn't have walked on the lot and got no cars or no houses and got it in their names. It couldn't happen at the time. We ain't had no good credit and all that.
Facts.
The only reason why my shit was in my name was because I wasn't actually a part of No Limit. Like, it was a tough guy, No Limit.
Right.
Right. So he told me to find a car. When I found the car, I went to Benz. I told him I wanted the Benz. He said, go get it. I'm gonna actually tell you this. I thought he was gonna buy it out. I wasn't mad because he did. He put $10,000 on it, right?
Right.
When I went there and I picked my car up, the car that I decided to get, when I picked it up, I asked them about the note and all that. They said Master P's handling it. Okay, no problem, right? Maybe like 7 months went by, maybe 8 months, and I got a fucking notice that was saying they was coming to get my car. I got money though.
Yeah, facts. But and this was a lot of niggas' problem. You were smart.
I mean, I think but think about this, right? A lot of them dudes maybe didn't get that notice because the cars are not in their names. So the notice going to No Limit. Facts. I know when my notice came to me and it was like, you $1,100 behind on your car. Well, next month we come and get that bitch. I said, let me pull up and give y'all $1,100. Not a problem. Because he had already put 10 down on that bitch and paid for the bitch for like 7 months, right?
Facts, dog.
So I never was in no predicament to have where I could say anything bad about him. Because he ain't never did me nothing.
That's real shit.
Only thing P did was put me on some game. Where you at, Wody? Like, a lot of people felt some kind of way because I wasn't in the documentary. I was never really a part of No Limit like that, right? For niggas who felt some kind of way, I can tell you this. I got paid off the documentary. You know why? Because they played Where You At, Wody.
Facts.
I own 33% of that record. With all the people on there, I still own 33% of that record because I wrote the hook, I wrote my verse, and I was parting on writing verses. But I think it's just that, like, I can honestly say that he put me on game by me just being able to be around him. Right. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like the nigga told me, here, this how you do your publishing or nothing of that. He didn't do that. But after I wrote the hook for Where You At, Wody, he said, what's your publishing information? I told Weeby this, well. I said, rest in peace, Weeby. I told Weeby this right when Weeby did, when he started doing his second 504 boy. I said, whoa, have your publishing together.
Have your publishing
together, dog. I still get paid off Where You At, Wody.
Have your publishing together, dog.
I had my publishing. I ain't telling you. I'm telling you, it's still things that I learned about the game today. Right?
You was blessed. You was blessed. You did, cause you was fucking with your boy and them before you start fucking with P, huh? You was fucking with
Dodo.
Yeah, you was fucking with
But all that was in conjunction because I didn't know Master P.
Oh, all right.
Like a lot of motherfuckers don't even understand like how I became a part of that was. We went to Master P. That's why I understand like the situation of what P saying about as in like how he tried to push C away from like a lot of them the dudes out the Cali. Cause he did a lot for him, right? But
right.
It's a difference when you buy a nigga a car and don't answer the phone for him no more. Like I'd rather a nigga not I don't want no money. Give me the opportunity.
Exactly, dog.
But in our time, like I think he gave a lot of them dudes, but that's what made Dodo so different because he bought a lot of cars for niggas out the Cali, right? Dodo wasn't home during the time when he bought all them cars. So when Dodo came home, he owed Dodo a favor. Dodo ain't want no money. He wanted the fucking opportunity. I think young shit fucked up, but Dodo ain't asked for no money. We listen. We flew to where P was playing basketball at and presented them with a CD and said, get us a deal. P said, look, instead of that compilation album, this is what we gonna do. Whoever this little nigga is on number 3, number 6, number 7, and 9, let's do an album on him. That nigga just happened to be me. So instead of him saying, all right, I'm gonna give y'all a few dollars and y'all go figure out your, he hooked us up with Priority Records. So opportunity is always better than a few dollars, because when you get the opportunity, you decide how much money you're gonna make. Out of that deal, I'm gonna tell you something else that we felt some kind of way about with Pete, right? But we was wrong. We got a deal for as we knew, we got a deal for $500,000. Right? In the company was me, Dodo, Victor, and Tweet. It was easy for us to split $250 a piece. And I'm not like, we was so thorough on niggas that was coming from the streets to where we ain't give a fuck about just splitting it because everybody done their part. Victor done his part because he got a lawsuit. He got us started. Tweet done his part because Tweet was in that motherfucking project getting that money in times when we was fucked up. Dodo done his part because he was the one who had the relationship with Master P, him and actually Victor. I done my part for the music. So we had no problem with splitting 200. All of us we got $250,000 a piece, right? I know I'm lying because we didn't do that. We got 200. We gave each other 200. With Dodo actually, first of all, let me tell you this. Dodo had to tell us how much money he was getting. Dodo and Vic ain't there to tell us how much money they was getting. Me and Tweet could have been sitting in the motherfucking project. We ain't had to know they was getting no $500,000. Dodo brought us to the table and say, look, this is the money we getting $500,000. Dodo said, this is what I want to do. Let's everybody take us. The reason why I was saying 250,000 was because we ended up really getting $1 million, but we thought it was 500,000. Let me explain that to y'all. Though. This is how the shit went. When when I signed the deal, we got a $500,000 check. It was 4 of us. We took 100,000 a piece. We put 100,000 in the bank. My album went gold in 3 weeks. In that time, shit was unheard of. Like niggas wasn't doing it. Like my album is one of the fastest albums on No Limit to ever go gold that fast. The only album that I could say that probably went gold faster, just off the top of my head, would be Master P, Silk, C, Mia. But I went gold faster than Slim album went gold. And it was just because New York took on to me. Like I'm the first person to ever get trained to have mics from No Limit. New York ain't fuck with us, man. They didn't fuck with us because they didn't. Nobody was really from No Limit really had no lyrics besides. Well, that's how they felt. Besides like Mac, Fiend, Soulja Slim, Mr. Servon. But it was only certain people ghetto. Like I'm not telling you what niggas who ain't have lyrics, but New York ain't respect us. I got 3.5 mics and made niggas from New York buy my album, so my album would go quick as fuck. When my album would go, I was in the fucking projects. This is facts. I was sitting on steps in the project. And Dodo called and said the album went gold. I said, it went gold? What you mean? He's like, yeah, that's how we got the gold. Why you think about this, right? Of all the artists from No Limit, and it's not no knock on them, don't get it twisted. I'm just showing you, like, that's how I got to go to BET Live and shit like that, because the album goes so fast. So my thing was, I wanted to go platinum, right? Let me show you how shit works. So I had another single that we were supposed to do. It was me and Crazy. It was called In the Club. Crazy could tell you this is motherfucking stuff. But this how we found out that P had got 500,000 for us too. When we called, I want to say the man's name was Brian Turner. Brian Turner, I want to say. He was in the NWA movie. That dude is real. The white boy, the young white boy, that's a real person. We called him because we was having discrepancies because they sent me so many T-shirts and all that kind of shit. We was doing all that kind of shit. We doing all kind of promotion. And they sent me on the promo tour. That's what actually made the album do so much work. But on a promo tour, you got to understand, you're going all these places, you're not getting no money. Like, I'm just going to radio stations and doing shit for radio stations, like when they giving parties and all that kind of shit. But I went on a promo tour. When we got back, I'm just sitting in the project. They tell us the album went gold. We was looking at the shit to where we want this bitch to go platinum. So we called Priority, and they gave us the run around. So we went up there. We went and saw Brian Taylor, and he told us, we was like, what's up? We ready to move on to the second single. He was like, the second single is not on Priority Records. I was like, what the fuck you mean? He was like, you are /Priority / No Limit. We take the front end, P takes the back end. P got 500,000. We give y'all got 500,000, but P handles your second single. Like what? We go to P. Now we felt some kind of way about the 500,000, which we were wrong, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got the first. We wouldn't have got no money. But we told P, we like, come on, let's roll. Like, let's go with the second single. Like, we know we can push this shit to platinum. You know what P told us? That don't make no sense. Do another album and get another budget. We didn't understand that at the time. Like, I was locked in on a deal with Priority for 4 albums. My album wasn't supposed to sell nothing. Like, niggas get deals. I don't know how this shit goes now because I haven't been with a major in a minute, but the deals didn't go off. Like, you had units to sell. So my first album was supposed to sell 100,000. My second album was supposed to sell 200,000. My third album was supposed to sell 300,000. I wasn't supposed to go gold or get nowhere near gold to my fourth album. My first album went gold, and we was trying to make the bitch go more. But he was like, it don't make no sense, cause and I understand it now, because he was like, I'm about to come out of my pocket with at least 150, even though I'll still profit 150 to make your album go gold, but you're not about to make no money off the records. My deal was fucking probably 75 cents a record, and I was $1 million in the hole plus the budget. So it was like, you're not about to make no money off the records. Why would we invest more into it when they gonna make all the fucking money off? We didn't get that. I dropped myself from Priority. Me and Dodo came together on the agreement to go to Brian Turner and say we don't want to be here anymore, which was dumb, because we ended up fucking ourselves out. My next album, I was gonna get 500,000 more. If it led up to the potential, which it was, because the first album would go. So we fucked ourselves out of 7. The next album was gonna be 500,000. The next 2 albums after, the next album was 750. The next album was $1 million. So we was gonna get the same deal for the next album. The next album was gonna be 750, meaning they was gonna give us 750, P 750. Every time we got money, P got money. The next album was gonna be $1 million. So what happened was the budget was just getting bigger because I was gonna be there so long. So we fucked ourselves out of damn the $2.5 million by just dropping ourselves from the label. We didn't see that money after we dropped ourselves from the label. We didn't get a chance to make it. Right after I dropped myself, the day before I dropped my first independent album, a week before I dropped my first independent album, because we about to go on a promo tour, Dodo get killed. My first independent album was after Brick Living. It was still Brick Living. First week, that bitch sold like 60,000. Unheard of. Only person who sold more records than me independently that year was Trick Daddy. With that I'm a Thug shit. It was a budget. Because it was a budget. This would happen. He was getting money because he was supposed to promote the second single. Like, Priority would front us money to be all right, okay? And they would promote the first single. Whatever it does, it does. P promoted the second single if he decided to do one. I mean, then after a while, once we figured it out, we didn't give a fuck about P getting that money. Because if it wasn't for P word, I'm gonna tell you this, right? If it wasn't for P, I get it too. I get it now. Because it wasn't gonna make me no money. and it wasn't gonna make him no money. So why would he put more money into it? But let me tell you this also, right? I recorded my whole album under P production. I only had like 2 songs that I went in with that were mine from other people. One of them was from the little dude out of Ivyville, Hakeem, and one of them was from our producer. But P put all the production behind that album and everything, right? So one day me and Dodo were talking about it, I'm like, it's like he produced the whole album, even though I rapped on it, but he sent me to a studio and said, give him whatever he wants. So he deserved that fucking $500,000. You got the same thing we got. So I ain't had no problem with that. We just didn't understand why he didn't want to do the second single at that time. But as time went on, we started figuring it out. I remember one time I saw Jada Kiss on the Smack DVD or something. It probably was later on, this after Smack. But they asked Jada, what's the best part about a new album? That nigga said a new budget. I felt that. Reason being is because I understood that every time you drop an album, you about to get a few bricks in your pocket. And P made that shit possible. Like P set us up to get, it was almost $2 million over a 4-year term. Yeah, we niggas out the project, man. Ain't no niggas saying no $2 million in 4 years. Man. I ain't gonna say that because the kind of shit we had going on, we probably would have saw it, but niggas have been dead or in jail because of the shit that we were doing. But I always respect Dodo because he asked for an opportunity. The nigga ain't just go ask for no money because Dodo used to always tell me and Spitter, this shit not my dream, this y'all dream. Meaning, Dodo could have went to P and said, hey, give me 50 racks and I'm gonna get the fuck from around you, and did what he did. If that would have happened, you probably never heard of Mr. Marcelo. I would have never been heard of. But instead of him doing that, like, he asked for an opportunity. See, Tough Guy was so lit. Like, I remember Slim told Dodo, I got a picture of me, Slim. It's me, Slim, Spitter, Trinity, and Six Shot. We leaning in the car window. I used to always post this pic. I think Dodo took it. But Dodo was a part of the reason why Slim started Cultural Committee. Like, Slim used to always be set up to be repping that shit, but Dodo actually showed him that as like, we showed a lot of niggas that, like, besides us, the only people who was out at that time was Big Boy, No Limit, Cash Money, Take 4, and I can't think of the nigga's name. Say, Luke, what the name of that company name you was with? Because that's what I'm thinking about. I'm glad you popped in. But it was Lou now. My little partner sang Lou to go. No other companies wasn't making no noise. Oh, the feds was coming. The way we was moving that dope in that Calio, oh, they was on their way. We had Errata on fucking lock. Like, no, before Ball of Fall. Before Ball of Fall, Luke, the company that you and Spitter was signed to, before Ball of Fall. What the other company was that they had at first? Power and Money didn't exist then. It didn't exist. The companies didn't exist. The Ball of Fall didn't exist. I'm talking about the company before that. Remember, Luke, remember we run into y'all at fucking Pen and Pixel? When y'all was getting album covers done and we was getting album covers done, we run into y'all at Pen and Pixel. Okay, that's the label. Because the niggas had all that money from, I know what they was doing. One of my partner ended up dying. What the fat nigga name was who was running it? He used to do fucking bank scamming and all that kind of shit. Niggas had money. But that was the only label that was around. Nobody else had made it. So, like, the people saw us as so much connected to No Limit, but we wasn't connected like that. Like, we took the push from them. But it was Tough Guy. And Tough Guy, we was Big Mark. Big Mark, yes. Say, well, no, you know what? Say, no. Man, St. Louis, man, you got to talk. Not, say, I ain't know Big Mark was involved in. Big Mark not dead, right? The dude you talking about, Big Mark not dead? I ain't talking about Big Mark. I'm talking about the little short fat nigga. But I ain't know Big Mark was involved in that company. Cause I still fuck with Big Mark to this day. Big Mark in Atlanta. If you talking about the same Big Mark, I'm talking about the dude with the cross eyes, man. Little black nigga, little bitty, little stocky nigga. Okay. Mark's still alive though, right? Me and Mark got the same baby mama. Lil Mark, his son got killed. But like, and when they talk that Cali or Magnolia shit, listen. Okay, that's Big Mark who I'm talking about. It's my partner now. Me and him got the same baby mama. Keon, his son got killed. That's jailer mama daddy. That's jailer, that's jailer mama baby daddy before me. I gotta tell you about Big Mark too. Man, that bitch used to be into it on the slick. Say, but in my times, like me and Tiva got the same baby mama. Like I have, like in our time, niggas wasn't like that behind no women. Like if you chose somebody else that a nigga knew, the city so small, nigga wasn't tripping off that shit, man. I'm telling you, it was a different ball game back then. Like I hung with niggas who had me and niggas had the same baby mama. We used to hang together. Cause it wasn't about that. That nigga do the same thing with my kids that I do for them. But like it wasn't no companies who was jumping, right? So at Tough Guy shit, we made a hell of a statement. And what we started doing was, let me tell y'all about this Humble video, and I spoke on it before. But that's probably one of the most treacherous videos ever made in this bitch. Because at the time that we bought the Cali and the Magnolia, them dudes was at war. Say, Luke, you always talk about when we met. Bitch, I remember you coming in that project fucking with Slim way back in the game. But like no companies wasn't, and what we did was we started bringing niggas together. Like, because what motherfuckers don't understand is, before Slim started fucking with C, that shit happened because of what we did with Tough Guys. Like, the Magnolia and the Calio, before Randall got killed, we was tight as a motherfucker. Shit happened in between that. That Tough Guy, that Humber video brought niggas back together, but that's why I always say I got so much respect for the Calio. I got as much respect for the Calio as I do for the Magnolia, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of them dudes made sacrifices so I could make it. Because, and I say that to say this, because like I had super support. I was living in the Calio when I shot Humber. I was staying in the Calio project. And the Magnolia ain't have to go for that shit. They ain't have to let the project, and you know when it comes to the Post Boy Joe, I've raised them. And them niggas fuck with. Listen, bro. Like, that's why niggas talk about that back in the game shit. Post Boys and the DBs fucked with each other. Like, that was, I was signed up like, that was that shit started happening. They got a video, right? Of C walking through the Magnolia, and I wasn't there, Slim wasn't there, right? And Slim walked through that, C walked through that bitch and said, yeah, this the Magnolia. This Soulja Slim and Marcelo on this bitch. Man, I had mad respect for C, because I was way in California when that shit happened. That's on that Ice-T shit. And he called Slim come down a few days later, because all of us was in Cali. Slim ended up flying down to shoot that shit with C Murder for that Ice-T shit, with Ice-T doing the what's called. But like, we really acknowledged each other, and we knew the kind of notorious motherfuckers we was hanging around. All right. See? A lot of niggas don't know that, though. A lot of niggas don't know that. Like, we were so close to each other because, like, there's a lot of niggas out there, Calio, who was raised in the Magnolia. Man, they got, what the dude name is? I don't know why I can't think of his name. You'll know what I'm talking about, though, Doc.
say that ball of fall shit was something different. I'm gonna tell you this. That ball of fall shit was something different because when I got with ball of fall, it was unlimited money. With ball of fall, that shit was unlimited money. Like, that was some different kind of money. That was definitely some different kind of money. That ball of fall shit was a tour. We first niggas who thought about black diamonds. Niggas wasn't wearing no black diamonds and all that kind of. I remember my partner Ryan, he used to always be fucking with Baby. Every time we would run into Baby, it'd be like, what made you start fucking with them black diamonds? And one time Stunner was like, I don't know, I just went. He was like, no, you didn't. You saw them fucking ball of fall pieces. See, every time I get on this bitch, the conversation go about a whole lot of other street shit. So that's why that shit with the Magna and the Cali will get on my fucking nerves right now. See, let me tell you this, well, and I can honestly say this, right? And this is facts. Ain't no nigga never gave me no check. None. I earned every fucking check I ever got. Ain't no nigga never gave me no money. It ain't no nigga who can ever tell you they gave me something. None. I was just that type of person. It's not like I could get nothing from nobody, but can't no nigga said they gave me nothing. Louis the 14th, St. Louis, at one of my most vulnerable points, as in me being a rapper, like I was really about to get back into the streets, right? I'm talking about seriously back into them because I was Mr. Marcelo at the time. There wasn't no money coming in. My partner called me, St. Louis the God. That nigga called me and said, where you at? I said, I'm in the project, right? What's up? That nigga told me, pull up to the studio across the street from Tulane. I'll never forget this spot. I said, man, what? For what? He said, man, look, pull up, bro. And this was a nigga who I trust and I fuck with, right? I said, all right. I'm like, where you at? He like, I'm at the studio. I'm like, man, I'm not even on that rap shit right now. He like, man, pull up. I still was hesitant. That nigga said, Brick, pull up. I said, all right. Any nigga who call me Brick, they really know me. I pull up. That nigga got a manager in there. A few niggas sitting around the table. We start talking. But to make a long story short, the nigga told me the next day, you damn sure did. You did, well, because I was on some street shit. Like, I wasn't Mr. Marcelo at the time. And you was calling me as Mr. Marcelo. You wasn't calling me as, like, the street nigga. So I knew it was something to it that had something to do with music. And I was, like, away from that shit at the time. Like, that shit hadn't happened with Doe. Nigga was on some stupid shit. So I was on some other shit, right? I pull up, make a long story short. I had a conversation with him. He said, I got some niggas I want you to meet. He put me on the phone with a nigga. Nigga talked all kind of good shit. But me, I don't believe shit stink till I smell it, right? I said, all right. I leave. Lou called me that night and said, we leaving at 7 in the morning. We going to Houston. I said, who going to Houston? I said, we going to Houston. I said, for what? I said, man, we going to Houston. We going to figure out this shit that I plugged you over yesterday. Now, he had to plug me up with Ball of Fall. I didn't know how the shit was going down. Man, when I tell you when I got to Houston, we get on the plane, we get off the plane. I think that's the same day we met this nigga who was selling, this African nigga was selling liquor or something, right? And real spill, that it's facts. Like, so the nigga drop us off, we pull up to this big ass mansion. They got like 7 cars parked in front of this bitch. Like, this where we going? Cause I don't know the Ball of Fall dude, Lou know. He said, yeah, come on. We get in that bitch. Lou open the door. That nigga tell me, pick a room. Pick a room? What you mean, pick a room? Pick a room. He go upstairs. I go in the kitchen. It's a check on the fucking table with my name on it. Looked at that bitch. That bitch got 20 racks on there. Well, looked at that check. I play like I ain't even see it. This is my real name on that bitch. My full name on that bitch. The check 20 racks. Lou come downstairs. Lou say, homie on the phone. Cuz on the phone for you. On the phone with Cuz. Cuz like, Lou got the keys to the car. Say, y'all go by, what the jewelry nigga name was? The nigga still popular in Houston now. Lou know the nigga name. What the nigga name is we went by, Lou? Emmett. Y'all gonna go by Emmett? Then y'all could y'all probably gonna go shopping or something. Lou got the keys to the car. Y'all take what y'all want. I'll be down there tonight. I'm like, oh, all right. He like, you got your check? I'm like, what check? He like, they got the check on the kitchen table for you. No, not Johnny, nigga. This Emmett. Emmett is the fucking no, Emmett out there in Houston to this day is like the fucking Jack Sutton of New Orleans. Emmett got the quality shit. So no, it's Emmett. I know exactly the nigga name. Nigga name Emmett. So a nigga tell me, yeah, you got the check? I'm like, nah, where the check at? Knowing damn well I saw the bitch on. Got a check in there on the kitchen table for you. I said, all right, I got it. He said, don't cash that bitch, deposit it. I don't cash it, deposit it. Nigga, I'm about to be out here for a week. All right. Lou come down, we jump in the car. Mind you, they got like 6, 7 cars in the thing. We jump in one of them bitches, we go straight to Emmett. Luke in that bitch, Luke straight. He taking all the jewelry out, getting this shit cleaned up, right? Emmett is the man, well, like that's the real nigga. Like, trust what I'm telling you. Like, that's where our jewelry came. Luke going there, taking his earrings off, taking his little rings off and shit, getting them cleaned by Emmett. Emmett pulled some shit out. Luke getting another chain. That bitch Lou looked at me and I'm just standing over there chilling. Lou said, hey, what you doing? I said, what supposed to be doing? And nigga said, man, pick you a watch and get a chain. I'm like, pick a watch and get a chain? What the fuck you mean? And they come out the back, and nigga gave Lou a little thing with some chains on it. And nigga come to me and said, which one of them you like? That when I got the 50 cent cross. I had a fucking cross about that big. You know me, nigga, give me opportunity. I want the biggest motherfucker on there. I picked the big one. That nigga Emmett said, listen, these baguettes, they shake too much. You gonna always be coming back to me for it. Guess how much the nigga fucked you up. You gonna always be coming back to me for it to have to put diamonds back in. Like, this cross right here, the more quality. I said, man, that fucking cross look like the cross 50 Cent album. I said, the bitch, something like that. I put the bitch on. You go back to the back. And they come back with watches. And they say, which one of these you like? Which one of them I like? Which one would you suggest, sir? Since you just told me about the chain. I walked out there bitch with $40,000 with the jewelry on. We ain't pay a quarter. And Lou got another chain. And I hadn't even cashed the check. Let me tell you what's crazy. The fucking story don't stop. We down there, nigga take us to the strip club that night. That nigga had me at least $2,000 in ones. We haven't even had a conversation. Like, this all off with St. Luke told a nigga about me. Me and this dude, we ain't even conversate that night. The conversation was here, man. Have fun. $2,000 in ones. I threw 1,000 and put 1,000 in my pocket. I'm just telling you facts. I was a young nigga. Say, on our way out, that nigga said, you could have threw all that. There's a lot more where that come from. I go to a nigga the next day. Now that's one day action, right? Say we were stacking. The next day, we go by a dude named Abe. I'm not knowing this is a fucking award-winning producer. This Abe got a track on 50 Cent first album. Still getting paid off today. I ain't know who the fuck we was going by. Me and Luke get by Abe. We go upstairs. Abe playing beats. This is my first day in the studio. Say, we get by Abe. Listen to beats and all that kind of shit. Abe said, oh, Celo, they got something downstairs for you on the table. How the fuck they got something downstairs for me on the table, nigga, and I ain't never been in your house? I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. We in Katy, Texas, some fucking way. I ain't never even heard of this place. I know about Houston. I don't know nothing about no fucking wherever the fuck we was at. I go downstairs. It's another check. Another 20 piece. Because Baller Fall was two brothers. One operated out of California, the other one was in the city. Man, that was another check. When I come back, I come back over the check. I tell the bitch, Lou, bitch, I got another check. Lou like, oh, all right, that's from the other brother. I said, what you? I don't even know it's two brothers. Nigga, yeah, it's from the other brother. I'm like, bitch, what? I ended up doing like 2 records. Me and Lou did 2 records or something. Rich called right before we left. That's the other brother. That nigga told me, don't cash the check. Deposit it. I'm like, hold the fuck on. So I just put 20 in the bank yesterday. This shit gonna be looking kind of funny. I gonna put another 20 in the bank. Say, well, when I tell you, like, I damn near moved to Houston after that. Boy, we tore Houston up after that fucking hurricane. If you mention Onyx, you got to say Baller Fall. Onyx still up to this day. Man, we tore Houston up. We tore that bitch in half. And I could tell you anytime we was with Cuz or any of them dudes from Baller Fall, you want to talk about Big Meech before Big Meech? Cuz. So let me show you how much money that nigga had, right? Now I done counted 500,000 with the nigga before. Street money, right? See, cause I couldn't believe, like, as in the kind of money them niggas was giving us. I couldn't believe that shit. For me to have 40, listen, I'm used to this, right? For a nigga to give you 40 grand and you sit next to your partner, he gotta feel some kind of way. Till we got in the motherfucking club that night, and I said, see, bitch, I'm 40 up. I was in there feeling myself. I got my watch. I'm like, bitch, how you looking? Bitch, you need something? That bitch showed me his bank statement. I said, Jesus Christ. But the nigga just wasn't used to having that. And the thing about it wasn't that nigga wasn't used to having that kind of money. But legally, niggas to go be able to buy whatever the fuck I want tomorrow, unheard of. Unfucking heard of. Unheard, especially for a nigga like me. But them niggas had so much bread coming in. Like, I remember one time, this nigga had, listen, bro. I remember one time, we in Onyx, right? We the first niggas down here to get Jadakiss and all that kind of shit on record. Like, Lou one of the first niggas in the city to do a record with Jadakiss. You can go back and check that shit. Like, because niggas wasn't spending that kind of money to fly that dude out here and all that kind of shit. Lou said he wanted to say, well, like, I mean, I'm gonna explain to y'all how much money these niggas had. Now, before I got there, well, right when I got there, Lou had did the record with Jadakiss. But we in the club one night, this nigga Puff Daddy on the top balcony. This nigga got a fucking bag of ones, a fucking garbage bag. He throwing them bitches down, right? Mind you, the dancers like right in front of us, some of that money falling on us. Boy, when I tell you Cuzzo felt some kind of way, that nigga said, bring me a garbage bag. That nigga got a garbage bag of money. Nigga tearing P. Diddy ass up in there. Look, so P. Diddy come downstairs and won't fuck with us because we young niggas getting money, right? You know, this how much money these niggas had. Nigga like, man, I don't want to talk to no fucking Puff Daddy. That nigga rap. I don't fuck with him like that. I'm a street nigga. Nigga like, bitch, you serious? Nigga like, no, I ain't fucking with that nigga like that. I'll go fuck with him. I ain't fucking with that nigga like that. That nigga was Stonebone serious too. That nigga ain't want to have a conversation with P. Diddy. And this had to be 2004 or 5. Diddy was that nigga at the time. And I was like, man, I'm not fucking with that nigga like, I'm telling you real still. Like, we took the nigga, what the nigga name is, be with 50? What the nigga name is? Tony Yayo? Man, we showed that nigga a hell of a time in Houston. I know Tony Hill will never forget us. Man, we showed that nigga so much love, and I think nigga gave that nigga a call for a weekend or something. His cousin was that nigga in Houston. Tony Hill. Man, we showed that nigga so much love in Houston. See, what else is crazy is we went to the Super Bowl, the All-Star game, and something else. And I had only recorded like 3 records. Them 3 records that I did by Eve. After I did them 3 records, we went on fucking damn near tour. No music or nothing. I'm talking about, say we had a bus. The first bus we had, that bitch broke down in Mississippi. We used to call, listen, we were calling that bitch the Temptations bus. It was an old bus, right? Say, I'm about to get into it. Listen, this one we on our way to meet Tunchi now. We on our way to meet Lil Wayne, right? We end up bumping into him. We got a bus, that bitch look like it's for the, we called it like it's for the OJ. We saying this bitch, Martin Luther King bus or something. That bitch broke on us. And the only reason why we was like that was because we had seen better buses, right? But we rent buses. That nigga Cuz got a whiff of that and heard that. Cuz like, all right, the bus broke down, right? We sitting on the bus, waiting on another bus to pull up. That bitch was old, but Cuz heard us talking. Man, when I tell you this, the new bus pulled up like an hour later. Man, that bitch looked like it was for the president. To this day, I don't think I never saw no bus like that. I did. I'm gonna tell you the only bus I saw like that bus we had. Only bus I can compare to it is Stunner Bus. That bitch had a bedroom in the back that opened up. The front opened up. Man, that bitch, man, listen. Remember, listen. And that was then. Remember we stopped and got the fucking, man, that bitch was brand new. That bitch, I'm talking about that bitch still smelled like paint, bro. Man, that bitch was so brand new, it was safe. Now we talking 2005 or something, right? This one niggas was still buying. Remember you used to have to buy the, look, you know the name of the bus and everything, 50 foot. Look, you know that bitch. But listen, remember when you used to have to buy the little boxes to have your internet on? Back in the game, niggas used to, people still buy them because they'll do it in their house. Man, them bitches was already on the bus. We ain't need no internet or nothing. Niggas wasn't even fucking with internet then. Bitch had internet on that bitch and everything. Man, we had cable on the bus and everything. That shit was, man, we like, what the fuck? Nigga cut the TV on, that bitch say 300 some channels. Nigga said the other bus just had like 7 channels. What is the fuck is going on here? Niggas watching TV like, this had to be 0506. 0506. And we was on our way to the Super Bowl. Mind you, we don't have a record out. Nobody has music out. I want to say we hadn't even done the Ball of Fall just with all us on it. We had no fucking music. And we ended up going to Puff Daddy Party. Well, I'm telling you, that shit was crazy, my G. Like, that shit was unheard of. That shit was crazy, motherfucker. Ball of Fall was a motherfucker. Then, the niggas was so real, like, I can't only say Lou helped me. I brung other niggas in. Like, I brung this little crew in called the Fam Gang with some of the young niggas that I signed. We got them niggas checks. And niggas was still street politicking at the same time. Man, if you talk about, if a nigga saw me in 2007, 2008, I was walking around this bitch like one of the richest niggas in the city. And not because I had that much money, but I had access to it. Like, the nigga couldn't talk about no work or no cash money or no jewelry or none of that shit. Nah. Jacob watches and all that kind of shit. Man, we had that shit before niggas thought about it. But it was because we were so far advanced because these dudes from Cali. So niggas was way more advanced than a lot of other niggas. Going broke wasn't an option. That shit wasn't an option. Like, one time we went to Magic City. We fucked Magic City up too. the fuck did really? What happened was, I'm trying to see. Actually, what really happened, the brothers start getting into it. Say, Lou, you could say, I appreciate you for bringing that, bro. I swear, I tell niggas all the time. I can't say no nigga ever gave me no money, but look, that nigga way from Press Park. Say, we used to do, that's how gangster we was, though. Niggas, we was in the club with BMF was throwing money. We start picking this shit up. Say, I remember one time, when Jesus was performing in Atlanta, we didn't know the BMF niggas, right? These niggas walked through the door. This how you knew where these niggas was from. I'm talking about BMF time, bro. All these niggas had on hats to show you where they was from. Niggas got on North Carolina. All niggas had on hats to show you where they was from. Say, we was. Say, because we listen, bro. Like, we had all that money, but we was still messy. We out the street mentality. Nigga was like, what the fuck is Lou doing? He doing it just because he wanted to. Say, you remember? Oh yeah, at that fucking shit in where was that? Miami? Where the fuck was we? Say, let me tell you how messy DJs is. We go down. I think it's in Miami. It's a little bitty club. We going to a hood club. We in Miami. A nigga start playing. We got Vol with us, right? You know I'm coming to you. That's my pastor just checked in. Kingdom Come Culture. Y'all come visit us for Bible study at 8. Time it is. Oh, you know I'm going to get my blessing. You know I be that pastor. You already know. But we in the club. This how messy the DJs was at the time, right? Oh, Lord. I just got a good text. Say they was thick. Listen, this how rough BMF used to be. Them dudes used to be throwing 20s, 5s, and 10s. They started Ryan doing that too. Ryan started doing that. Ryan started doing that. Well, them dudes had us throwing 5. I was like, I ain't throwing no 10. I throw a few 5s and all that. I ain't throwing no 10s, no 20s and all that. That's for them. We in Miami though. We go to a small club, right? And we in there. The DJ so messy. We got Bo with us. Cali Ovo, the messiest man in the world. Where you at with it? Yeah, where you at with it? Slide on me when you're going uptown. All right. So, we in this club, right? We got Vault with us. Dudes really was throwing $20 bills. Like, them dudes had some crazy money. And mind you, we ain't felt like we was under, and it was like 100 of them niggas. There was about 20 of us. So we go to the Lil Club, right? Because this way everybody say it's popping there. We in Miami. We go to the club. The DJ playing No Limit, Miami. No Limit. The time going out. I'm going to pop right back up. Miami. Before you know it, we all over the dance floor. We bucking for Pete. Boy, them niggas from BMF was. By the time we get outside, them niggas had surrounded our bus. I think we had 3 guns. We had a Mac. Somebody had I think you or somebody had a 45, and I had a 9 that I thought I was sneaking on the bus. Man, you should have saw us riding on that highway. On our way getting out there. Nigga was like, look, everybody get on this side, because the bus, look, we got the bus driving the fast lane on this side, so you can't shoot at us from that way. You only can shoot this way. Niggas say everybody get on this side of the bus, and if they shoot, we shoot back. Look like them niggas was following us and everything, man. Bro. I agree with that with P, but like you can't you one thing you can't tell a man is how to express his feelings. That's all I can say on that. At the end of the day, all I can say about them dudes is they brothers. Like, that's blood brothers. So we felt like they chased it. Time about to go down. I'm gonna pop back up. But what I can say about that situation is them dudes brothers. You might not want to get in family mix. Because at the end of the day, when you get it back together, both of them going to say fuck you. So I kind of steer clear of that because I fuck with both of them. P ain't never did nothing to me. See my nigga. Like, see the first nigga to take me on tour. So I kind of try to stay out there. Even I don't even try to, like, I try not to voice my opinion on that shit because it could turn out bad. At the end of the day, C need to come home. That's it, period. That's all it's about.
Yeah, so let us know what you think, family. That was Mr. Marcelo. You know, keeping it a buck, definitely keeping it real, man, on this situation. We just want to say, definitely, you know, it's nothing but free Corey Miller, aka C Murder. You know, with these times, it's crazy because we're in a lot of times of social media and blogs and stuff. So, you know, people be putting up a lot of different things depending on how they see the situation or how they can spin it. But know for certain we ain't out here doing that. Those are the real ones gonna know. So peace to Mr. Marcelo, peace to P, Silk, C, the whole True fam, the Miller boys, and you know, one day like all of us want to see, you know, everything get back together how it was, you know, and by that we meaning C back home. Alright, peace. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave your comments. Let us know what you think and definitely raise some noise where you can on this Free Corey Miller campaign. Use the hashtag Free Corey Miller and let's get it. Shit.